Hey, what's up, everybody? Jared Sandler here, live from Surprise. Going to do a quick little Q&A. Asked for questions on Twitter. Going to do a blind Q&A. We'll just kind of look and we'll see what we get. So David wants to know if the front office will consider giving up prospects for Major League talent, assuming that the Rangers are in contention for a playoff spot at the deadline. Absolutely. Now, they're not just going to give guys away. They're not going to make deals for the sake of making deals. But yeah, I don't think the Rangers would have any hesitation in trading a prospect or a collection of prospects for the right big league player or a collection of big league players. Obviously the deal has to be right, but I don't think that they've got a red light on that. Joel wants to know who has the inside track as the closer. As we have this discussion here tonight, it's February 23rd. The Rangers haven't even played a spring training game yet. I would say that Jose Leclerc has the inside track, but I think Leclerc, Jonathan Hernandez, Brock Burke, and maybe even a guy like Danny Duffy, depending on how he looks in spring training, are guys who get consideration. And then, there's Ian Kennedy. I don't know if Ian Kennedy has still got that type of a bag of tricks, but, at least it's worth having that conversation. Dunlap, the Dunlop salesman, wants to know what my expectations are for the bullpen. I think it's a unit that's going to get better as the season goes on, because I think that if there are holes, the Rangers are going to make moves to improve the bullpen. My guess is they didn't want to spend $7.5 million on Matt Moore. Maybe, they didn't believe he'd be able to replicate what he did last season. I don't know. Maybe Matt Moore didn't want to be back in Texas. It's always tough to know the full story behind that stuff. But, I think the improved starting rotation will help the bullpen. Remember last year, the bullpen was overworked, by a large degree because, the starting rotation, the starters didn't go deep into games. It overexposed the bullpen. I'm hoping for a bounce back year from Joe Barlow, Brock Burke, obviously, get him back in the mix, a full year of Leclerc and Hernandez. I think this bullpen can be it will be a much better group than last year. And again, it's not a hard part of the team to improve upon once the season starts. Maybe a guy like Chase Lee comes up, he makes a big difference. Any number of minor league guys who can, pitch themselves into being options, or, you make some moves. Tim wants to know which player sporting the worst spring training grooming, mullet, high and tight cut. Wait, Yuri Rodriguez has some weird blonde, highlights going. I think Colin might have his mustache. I'm just trying to go around the room and, I can't really off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to get back to you on the Tim. You're gonna have to tweet me another day because I'm really struggling to picture everyone to give a proper answer. But the Colwyn mustache is interesting look. All right. Slovenian Daddy wants to know what the word is on Anthony Gutierrez in camp. For those who don't know, Anthony Gutierrez is an 18-year-old. A lot of people believe that he has star potential. He's a switch hitter from Venezuela. There really isn't, I've only been in camp for a day, and because there haven't been games yet, and I don't know that Anthony Gutierrez is going to be playing in the, the big league side, but there just hasn't been a lot of chatter about Anthony Gutierrez just yet. Does this team have an over-under 15-game improvement from last season? I'll go over. Over under 2.5 games I'm at during the Marlins series. We'll go over. I don't know. Kyle wants to know, the 2022 Rangers rotation featured a lot of young starters who showed potential given the recent signings. Which of those young pitchers do you think could thrive in the bullpen? Well, so first of all, Taylor Hearn, right? And he had already kind of made that conversion. So that's an easy one. I think that Spencer Howard probably is better suited for the bullpen than the rotation. Whether that means he's going to thrive, I think he's got some work to do. I'd like to see Glenn Otto and Dane Dunning continue to start. I don't know what the future holds for them. I don't know that I feel like they'd be good at so dominant right now in the bullpen to where it's worth moving them off of being starters. And I kind of feel that way with Cole Reagans. To be honest, the guy who got starts last year, who I think would be better suited as a reliever, and he also made that transition but is no longer in the organization, is AJ Alexy. I guess the guy who, maybe Glenn Otto because of his slider. would be the guy who would profile best, but I don't know that I'm ready to move him off of being a starter yet. All right. Scott wants to know if Josh Young has a real chance at winning American League Rookie of the Year. So yeah, I'm as I'm typing, I'm curious to see who has the best odds. I don't know. I doubt that it would be him, and of course, I'm not able to find this right now as I need it. I bet Grayson Rodriguez has good odds. Tristan Cassis of the Red Sox. There's Masataka Yoshida for Boston. They signed him. Hunter Brown, I hate to admit it. With the Astros, Gunnar Henderson's another name. So those are the guys he's competing with. But I think he definitely deserves to be in that conversation, sure. And they're probably guys I've forgotten. John wants to know, why do we always drive on parkways and park on driveways? Great question, John. I'm trying to think of this is my friend John. I'm trying to think of a good, smart response to that, but nothing that I think would be appropriate. All right, that's it for now. We'll do more of these throughout the spring. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Take care.